My world fell apart on a Monday at exactly 8:17 a.m. when I saw my wife Sarah's laptop open on the kitchen table with a chat window on the screen. She had left it on, rushing out for her morning run. The message was from some Jake. I didn't know any Jake. The messages were short, but each one felt like a punch to the gut. That was unreal, Sarah. Same place Thursday? Can't wait to have you in my arms again. I already miss you. And her reply, me too, Jake. That's exactly what I needed. I'm so tired of the routine. I closed the laptop, my hands shaking so badly that the coffee cup rattled in its saucer. I felt a wave of rage rise in my throat. Just then, she walked into the kitchen, flushed from her run, her hair in a ponytail, wearing the same smile I had once fallen in love with. "Is everything okay, Michael?" she asked. I looked at her, and her face, familiar down to every freckle, suddenly seemed alien, as if it were a mask hiding a stranger. I said nothing, just got up and left for work. I got into my Ford F-150 and drove down the highway, past the familiar office buildings and suburban neighborhoods, ignoring the signs. I drove with her words echoing in my head. I'm so tired of the routine. I couldn't understand it. We had a nice house in the suburbs, 2 kids, steady jobs, 2 vacations a year. Isn't that what everyone dreams of? I thought we were living the American dream. And she, it turns out, was tired of it. Of me.
The investigation began the next day. I bought the cheapest burner phone I could find and installed spyware from the internet. I slipped it into her handbag while she was in the shower. I became a ghost. I read her messages, listened to her conversations, and tracked her movements via GPS. I found out that Jake was a colleague of hers, and they were meeting at the Blue Sky Inn Motel on the edge of town. I learned their schedule, their routine, their secret meetings. My revenge was cold and calculated, like a Chicago winter wind. I started small. First, I forgot to put the lid on the blender when she was making her morning smoothie, and it splattered all over the kitchen. I accidentally left a can of paint open in the garage when she went in for tools, and she stepped in it, ruining her new sneakers. I did it slowly, savoring her growing frustration and confusion. Then, I moved on to more elaborate things. I switched her favorite shower gel with a men's one that smelled of pine and bergamot. I watched her come out of the bathroom, frowning, a look of complete bewilderment on her face. I bought a bag of the cheapest, roughest cat food and replaced her expensive organic muesli with it. She ate it for a week before she realized the taste was completely different. Each time, I felt a surge of satisfaction watching her confusion. I switched her sedative with a laxative. On the day she had a major presentation at the office, I knew she would take it to calm her nerves. I pictured her sitting in the meeting with fear in her eyes. I smiled, enjoying my victory. I reveled in her suffering. Finally, the day of reckoning arrived. I replaced her headache pills with a powerful sleeping aid. I knew she had a late-night meeting with Jake. I knew she would take them. I knew she would fall asleep. I knew I had to be there. I drove to the Blue Sky Inn Motel. I walked into their room, my heart pounding in my chest. She was lying on the bed, unconscious, and next to her was Jake. He was also unconscious. I looked at them, and I felt all the emotions I had been suppressing burst out. Rage, pain, despair, hate. I didn't touch them. I just took out my phone, took a picture of them, and sent it to her mother, her sister, her friends, her colleagues, her boss, to everyone who knew her. I sent them a short, cold message. Here she is. Here's your perfect wife, daughter, sister, and friend. I deleted everything connecting me to her and just walked away. As I left,
I felt a weight lift from my soul. I felt the burden I had carried for so long fall from my shoulders. I got into my Ford and drove. But this time, I wasn't driving aimlessly. I was driving home. She collected her things and left that same evening, and I was left alone. In the silence. In this new, unfamiliar silence. But this time, the silence didn't feel so terrifying. This time, it felt calm, serene. I walked to the window and watched her drive away. Her walk was unsteady, her shoulders slumped. She was no longer the woman I loved. She was just a shadow that was leaving forever. I turned and looked at my house. Our house. But it was no longer ours. It was mine. My house. My life. My future. I felt a warmth spread through my heart. I felt myself become happy. I became happy because I was free. Free from the lies, from the deceit, from the pain.